My goal for this weekend was to get as many unfinished projects finished or as close to finished as I possibly could. My whips pile was just like, it was ridiculous. There were over 20 projects that I had just sitting there in the corner, and some of them were just not sparking joy for me anymore. And so I really had to like have a moment and be like, am I going to actually finish this? Because it's just kind of taking up space. And I did do a little bit of deep cleaning this weekend too, so I figured it was just the perfect time to clean all that up as well. So I have 3 different projects to chat about, one of which is my 100 Nights of Halloween movie blanket. Gonna catch up on that. I was thinking that I was gonna put it together every 7 days, so on every Sunday night, but how I'm shifting the colors, I've kind of just been putting the squares together as I go. Like every single night, if there's 2 squares that are not attached, I've just been putting them together. So it's totally, for me anyways, been a choose your own adventure type of project. First things first, I do want to chit chat about a brand new crochet and knit along that just dropped on Friday. It is a collaboration between me and Muse 2320, the incredible Sarah behind Muse 2320. We got together and created a Poe inspired 13 night countdown, and I can finally chit chat about it. So the entire thing is a mystery project, a mystery countdown. There are 13 bags that you're gonna open every single night. So it's starting October 1st, and we're gonna finish up on October 13th, which is a Friday the 13th. Head to Muse 2320's site, and it is front center on the homepage at this moment. That is just a little sneak peek of the amazing goodies that are gonna be in here. Click on that, and again, you can select crochet or knit kit. There have been a couple of people that have told me they have not been able to choose, so they've grabbed both. Feel free to do that too. The pre-orders, like I said, they started last Friday and they'll be running until this Friday, and then that is it. It's closed, especially since this is a specific hand-dyed yarn. Sarah definitely needs some time to go through and dye up all the yarn, and we're gonna put together all the goodies for the entire box. But you do have time, so you have this entire week to think about it if you want to go ahead and work up a project with me, Sarah, and the rest of the ghouls, and have a killer project for the most killer day in October, Friday the 13th. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it does say the Poe pre-orders will close Friday, August 18th at midnight. So that is the official time. It will be closed, and then everything will be ready to ship the week of September 18th, which is gonna give us plenty of time for it to get out to everybody, and we can get our hands on the goodies and get ready to start October 1st. There is gonna be instructions for every single night too for working up the pattern. So even though you can go ahead and work it up all in one night, or like unbox everything right away if you want to, it's a mystery crochet along, and every single night it's like a little piece of a puzzle that we're going to be putting together. So if you like that type of mystery, that type of fun crochet along, which obviously I do love a good mystery crochet along because I feel like we've been doing a couple of those lately. There's something about opening something up every single night to add a little extra spooky, especially starting on October 1st. So everything is linked down below. Feel free to check it out, see if this is something that you'd be interested in doing with the rest of the Ghoul Squad. Also, if you have any questions about shipping, we already have quite a few ghouls that have signed up for this. Friday was just, there was like so many people being like, yeah, I love Poe, I love crocheting, I love knitting, let's go, let's do this, I'm ready. And that is the type of energy that I love about these projects. All right, on to my blanket. I am obsessed with how this is turning out. I knew I was gonna love the colors already, but look at this. So keep in mind, I did a Killer Clowns theme for my blanket. So this is 20 stitches, or 20 squares, I guess. Each row is 10, so 10 by 10. It's gonna be a decent sized blanket. Like, I was worried about it at first when I was making each square. I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be that big. I'm gonna have to make a really big border. I think I still am going to make a nice size border. At least like half of the square I think I'm gonna do in black. And then these are the other two squares that I had. I didn't want to attach those because I like just doing one long strand so I don't have to break this part up and I can just zigzag stitch all the way down. I don't have to have as many ends because, like, look at that. It's ends galore. I'm gonna have to start weaving these in now because I just know. Okay, look at the back. This is chaos. Oh, like I don't even want to do it right now. So I know that I am not going to want to do this on Halloween. No. But I am excited about how cozy this is going to be. Like, this is going to be a nice size throw. And I love it. As a reminder, I am using the big twist yarn. So all of these right here, I've just kind of been working my way through. The Rainbow Bright, again, I'm loving this one out of all the colors. I feel like it's fun though because it ties everything all together. So each one of these has a genre of horror movie, and this one is campy horror, which makes sense that it's my favorite color because that's my favorite genre of horror. It was not an accident. I chose my favorite yarn to go with my favorite genre of horror. Let's have a bit of a chat about some of the movies that I watched this week too. Again, the 100 Nights countdown of the 100 night horror movies. You can find this on my website and also on my Insta. I have it in a highlight, all for like little posts here. So if you want to see what's coming up next and you don't want to miss out, definitely check that out. Sunday, day 85, which was Yellow Square VHS 2. This is a found footage type of movie. This is one that I find myself going back to constantly, and I don't really know why. Like the genre or like this series in and of itself, the VHS found footage. For whatever reason, VHS 2 specifically, that one was my favorite. Day 84 was Annihilation. This was a brand new one to me. Never seen it. It was on my queue. It's a sci-fi horror type of movie. I was interested in it the entire time. It did keep me engaged, but at the end of the movie, I was kind of just done with it. So I don't think this is going to be a movie that I'm going to watch again. However, I would recommend it if you like sci-fi horror. I do think it was pretty entertaining. Day 83, The Collector. Through and through a slasher movie, which for me, it's a classic. Like, I have to watch this one every single year, if not in October, at least sometime throughout the year. So, total classic for me. Day 82, Escape Room, and this is under the category of Let's Play a Game. This was one that I almost wrote off, that I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch it. It's Escape Room about escape room. I don't enjoy doing escape rooms at all. The game is just not fun to me, so I didn't think I was gonna like a movie about it. It was surprisingly enjoyable, and there also is a second one, which I'm kind of looking for that. I don't really remember where it's streaming, but I will definitely be watching the second one. Day 81, Horns. Not only do I love this, have to watch this, Daniel Radcliffe, killer performance in this one. I own it, I watch it pretty much every single month. It is definitely a throw on in the background type of movie for me that I have to watch. Day 80, The Blair Witch Project, which as you can guess, again, is a found footage type of movie. Total classic. Again, there's a lot of classics this week, actually. I feel like I've said that a lot, but The Blair Witch Project, if you haven't seen this yet and you love found footage, please put this on your list to watch like right now because it was kind of the beginning of the found footage era movies. I can't tell you how many times I've watched it, but I still love it. Day 79, which was yesterday, another sci-fi horror, the movie Oxygen, which this is on Netflix pretty much exclusively. I don't think you can find it anywhere else. I loved this one. It was definitely a claustrophobic type of sci-fi horror, and it was you kind of had to like figure out what was going. You kind of jumped into the movie in the middle of it, and it was just a single person in this enclosure, like wakes up in this enclosure, doesn't know how they got there, like what happened, why are they there, how much time are they, like how much longer are they going to be there, but the whole thing is oxygen, right? They're running out of oxygen, and so they have to figure out how to get out or what is going on for the entire time, and it was totally a claustrophobic movie, but in the best way possible. Like, it had that bit of suspense that ran throughout it. I will be watching this one again. Even though it's one of those movies after you figure out what's going on, you're like, oh, and then everything is all put together. It's not quite as suspenseful, but I do feel like there's a couple of things that I would like to go back and just kind of like relive. I don't know that it's gonna go on my list of things that I'm gonna watch again like every October, but every once in a while I think I'll definitely watch this one. Okay, I have some yarn to chat about, and I didn't even want to chat about it because here's the thing. It's already sold out online. It's a specific color. The yarn brand is not sold out, but the color, they dropped it at the end of July, and the way that it shipped to me, it was really bizarre. I ordered 5 skeins and they shipped it individually. So I got it in a box, 1 skein at a time. It wasn't even on the same day. So by the end of the first week of August, I had all the yarn, and then I started working up my project and then just looked back at the site, which is from Michaels. Completely sold out. It's sold out online. It's not in stores, but I don't know. I have to show you because I love the color. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm hoping, like, fingers crossed, that they're going to bring it back. And this was just another one of those. They put it out there to see our reaction, and we sold them out. So hopefully they're gonna make more. Okay, this one is called Red Splash, and it is Bernate Blanket Big. If you've used this yarn, you know exactly what it is. There's nothing new about it. It's that type of big fluffy yarn that has that stiff strand through it. I like this type of yarn for rugs, not always blankets. Like, sometimes I will make blankets, and I will say if they bring this color back, because it looks like a total crime scene, and wait till you see it worked up, because I do have a rug finished here. It gets more intense as you work it up and it kind of unfolds in the project. I keep wanting to say red splatter, but yes, it is Red Splash. Okay, so this is a jumbo number 7. Suggest using a 25mm crochet hook. That is exactly what I used for this project. I ordered 5 of these, and I only ended up using 4 for my rug. In my head, I wanted to make a blanket like this, but I didn't realize that I was gonna need 7. For whatever reason, I thought I was only gonna need 5, but like for this throw right here, it says right on it, it says 7 balls. So I went back to go get 2 more, and it was already sold out. So I switched, or like pivoted my project and made this crochet rug. It is so cozy. It is so cozy. If you're a fan of Dexter, or you just like Halloween decor in general, it is so freaking cool because, like, look, as you get into the color, there's like little brown bits. So it looks like dried blood as well as like fresh blood all over. It brings me so much joy, and it's really soft and fluffy, and my cats really, really love it. Well, Alanis did anyways. She was making biscuits on this all day yesterday. I did a half double crochet. Honestly, I don't even remember how many rows it is. I'm gonna have to go back and count and everything because I'm gonna make another one of these. If they have this color out, yes, I'm definitely gonna make another one with this color, but I think just with this yarn in general, because I do need some more rugs. I'm not always a huge fan of working with jumbo yarn just because it fatigues my arm really, really quickly. But I think for projects like this, so it took me about an hour and a half to get this all together. Now, keep in mind, I did change direction a couple of different times. I started doing a blanket, so it was almost twice the length of this, and then I pulled everything out and I went to make a little smaller blanket, like a little throw, but I was like, that's silly. I'm just gonna make a rug with it. And so I'm glad that I did go that direction. It's so freaking gorgeous. I love this so much. It's soft, it's fluffy. I can't remember. Can you throw it in the wash and the dryer? I would assume so. It's 100% polyester. Care instructions on inside of a label. If you like that pattern that's on the outside, it's a knit pattern, but it looks really pretty, so go ahead and use that. Okay, machine wash and dry. Wash in, okay, so like wash in cool water, tumble dry low. It says that you can. I normally don't because I like it to stay soft and fluffy like this. I don't want to run the risk of it getting matted down at all or pileated. I don't really want that. So this one will be a throw in the washer on cold, but then I'm gonna lay it flat to dry. Also, it's a rug too, so it's not gonna be that big of a deal if it has to sit and dry for the entire night or something like that. Okay, yeah, it is still entirely sold out. They have a bunch of other type of colors on here. I definitely did not see this in stores. If I would have chit-chatted about this a long time ago. I think we're just gonna have to wait and hope that they bring it back. Otherwise, all I have is one skein left. And at this point, if they don't bring the color back, I guess I'm just gonna add it onto my rug. Like, I don't really know what I would do with this, because how many yards are in this? Like, it's deceivingly little because of how giant the yarn is. 32 yards in its total. So like, it's really not that big. I could do a giant granny square out of it and throw it as like an accessory on my couch or something like that. But as far as a project, I wouldn't really be able to do much with just one of these. From Joann Fabrics, there's a couple of new lines of yarn, one of which I already chit-chatted about in one of my lives. So this is a new yarn within a line that is already there. So this is the Bernat Forever Fleece, but it's tweed. This is yarn that I used for a halfway to Halloween Tunisian crochet blanket in April that we all did together as a nice little decal. I love this yarn. So I thought that I was gonna love the tweed version too. And it's not that I hate this, but I do feel like it is pretty different. So like right here, you can see it splits apart very easily. So that is my only negative that I have about this yarn, is that getting going with it, like for crochet anyways, I noticed that I snagged it on my hook more often than I have with a lot of yarns, but especially this, the normal Forever Fleece, it was like a breeze, it glided on my hook, it did not snag in any way, shape, or form. I threw it on my Tunisian crochet hook and worked up this color, which is a beautiful like mauve-y color. I don't know, I just decided to, I think I did like 20 stitches on here, did the Tunisian simple stitch, just started working it up, and then this is what I got. So I have these two colors. I think I'm just gonna continue doing these little strips and then just put them together as soon as I have it done. So this is not a project that I am actively working on. Like, I just wanted to work it up to see how the yarn worked. And even like right here, you can see I had to knot the end of the yarn while I was working with it, because there are very distinctly, it's like 4 or 5 strands that are wound together and they come unwound pretty easily. So I am going to finish this blanket sometime. Like I said, it's not on my agenda right now, but I don't know that I would ever reach for this again. The only thing, or like the reason why I do want to finish this blanket, is because I love the feel of it. Like, I'm obsessed with the Forever Fleece. Like, I love that. It is so soft. It makes the softest blankets ever. And the tweed look, I really, really love. So I had high hopes for it. Sadly, I don't think that I'm going to order any more of this. I guess we'll see afterwards, like after I get more of these all worked up and I start putting the blanket together, I might like it. It's just, it's very annoying when it gets caught on my hook and then I have to start over, or like that spot is all kind of like pileated and I had to kind of like work around with it. It was a slower process for a blanket than I really wanted it to be. And for me, when I'm working up blankets, it's at the end of the night and I don't really want to think about it. So this one is going to be kind of like an afternoon or maybe in the morning while I'm having my coffee type of project. Is it going to get done before October? I don't really think so. Like, I have a lot of other yarn that I'm really excited about working on and a lot of projects that I want to work on. So this one, yeah, I think it's going to just kind of get set aside until if and when I feel like working on it. Brand new line that they had was Juicy Couture. This brought up so much Y2K nostalgia that I had to grab 2 of them. Like, I was super intrigued. They had quite a few colors. Like, if you know Juicy Couture and the jumpsuits, this is spot on. Like every single one of those, I was just like going down the aisle. I was like, yes, I had a jumpsuit in that one. There was like a gray mauve one. I had 2 of those. Like I just had to try it. I really don't think there's anything special about the yarn apart from nostalgia, and they got me on that. So I ended up getting the black and red. Do they have names? Oh, they do. This one is called Fire and this one is called Licorice. Okay. Point for that. It is a very soft yarn, a luxe velour, a chunky number 5, suggesting a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. Depending on what you're making, I guess I would say either 6 or 6.5 would be good. If you're wanting to make a full-on jumpsuit with this, which please somebody do that, that would make me so happy. I think you're gonna want to use a 6 millimeter. I don't know what I'm gonna make with this. I guess I was just planning on working up a couple of granny squares just because I wanted to play around with it. 100% polyester, throw it in the wash on cold. Dry flat, do not bleach, don't iron, don't do all the things. Obviously, it's that velour type of yarn. You really have to be kind of careful with this. Lastly, we have my Witch's Brew cardigan to chat about. I worked on this all weekend, not like consistently, but pretty much all Saturday I worked on it. But just to kind of recap, Witch's Potion, here we go, from Joann Fabrics. They have a specific Halloween line. There are 3 different colors in it, and I also heard that they added another one to it, but I don't see it online and I haven't seen it in any of the stores. So as soon as I see it, you'll know. I will definitely show it on here. But for my cardigan, this is what I have done. So I'm going to be doing like a cute little cropped cardigan. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. There are so many ends that I have to weave in on this, and I haven't decided if I'm actually going to do that or if I'm just going to leave it as part of the cardigan, because sometimes I do that. Part of the aesthetic then. Thinking I might get a couple of like spooky buttons to put on here too. Yeah, so I have this all done, which I guess it totally could be. It's like a Witch's Potion sweater vest is what it totally could be. But I am working on the sleeve, and this is all I got done last night before I fell asleep. I just want to see what it looked like, the color all worked up in one continual strand. So I'm just working this crocheting in the round. I'm not even doing, normally I will crochet my sleeves flat and then seam them together with the zigzag stitch, but for this one, honestly, trying to make it as easy, simple, quick as possible, because I have this whole sleeve here and I have this other one that I have to finish. This is one that I'm actively going to be working on all week. This is not a set aside project. Like, I want this finished as soon as possible. That's why I have it in my nice little skeleton bowl. I have all the things in here ready to go. I've only gone through 2 skeins of this. Well, I'm easily going to be going through 3 here very soon with working up the sleeve, but for whatever reason I thought I was gonna have to use more, especially with the half double crochet that I was doing, but it's working out nicely. How many yards on this? 269 yards per skein. For the other 2, I did not get enough colors to finish my cardigan. So for the jack-o'-lantern and the vampy reds, I'm gonna probably have to figure out a different project for that if I want it to be done by October at least. As always, I will definitely keep you up to date if I see that it comes back in stock, because I know that we all want to get our hands on this. It's sold out so soon. So yes, I will definitely be keeping track of all of that. For right now, I'm gonna let you girls go. So thank you for hanging out with me in the Yarn Dungeon, checking out some of the projects that I've been working on. Let me know if you're still working on your 100 nights of Halloween countdown blanket. How has that been going? I mean, it's another long crochet project that we are doing together. So how's it going for you? Again, don't forget about Muse 2320 and altknots collaboration for the Poe 13-night countdown box. Everything is down below. Check it out. You have until Friday at midnight. That is when it's officially going to close. So make sure you check that out. For now, though, that is it. So have a fantastically spooky rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.